Hello guys, welcome to lecture number 8. This is Operation Information Management, and we are in the second part of your module. Now, this is a very important topic for you, whether it helps you in your assignment or it would help you in future when you apply information system. Just to remind you, our philosophy here in this course, whether operation or information side, we have the socio-technical approach, where we wouldn't develop a system unless we know it is needed. So there is a social subsystem. People have data needs, they have job descriptions, they have protocols and routines, and what we need to do is to understand and analyze what's going out there in this institution. It could be startup, it could be a corporation, and then we develop the right system for them. So the information technology comes later after you analyze the system. So I'm going to take you first to what are the key functions of information system. So when we develop it, we need to make sure there is an alignment between the information system and the business system and what is going out there in this institution. So 3 key functions, I'm going to take you through them and we'll give you some practical examples. So three functions. First one is automation. Second one is information or informing. So automating, informing, and strategizing. Now let's go through each one of them step by step. And if you can see from this pie graph, the bar for strategizing is most common these days. And we have key fashions about big data. And if you can please go back to the previous video in lecture 7, you can see when I've been talking about the key future trends of information system and information technology. And big data analytics is one of these future trends. So how we can use big data to see or foresee the future, to build a strategy for a business. So automating, well, verbally from this word, it means making things faster, cheaper, with less efforts, a smart way of doing things. Now we can have many examples. One of these famous examples is that when you go back to Africa, loan tracking systems. So people used to apply for microcredit and then they keep moving around other cities, they keep applying for microloans, and there's no way we can achieve their credit rating and credibility. So when you develop a sort of unified system that makes things connected, easier to do things, so they can apply even by mobile phone. They get explode at home by a field worker. Everything can work through mobile phones. They can pay back the installments through mobile phones, which means things will be cheaper and faster. Now what they used to do in microcredit is they have to close down their shop, go back to the microfinance institution and pay the money. But now things could be cheaper and safer. Different other technologies you can find in our lives, in banking, in even travel, transportation. Okay guys, so after we discussed the first function of information system in institutions, which is automating, now we are talking about informing. Informing means learning. So how can an institution learn about the needs of stakeholders around it, about employees, about end users? Now I want you to think of how we can do a system that is based on users' needs and users' expectation. Think of Apple, how they have a demo prototype online that you can personally go and try to craft it. And then they get different views from me, from you, from everybody around. And then they develop an ideal iPhone, the new future thing. Think of fashion. Kim Kardashian has one of these big platforms for fashion, for female fashion. So a lady can upload her picture and then she can virtually buy outfits and the clothes, and then she can see how she would look like after buying these things. Now, if we develop a system that helps understanding and learning about stakeholders' needs, this is going to be a successful system, hopefully. So it helps organization to learn and inform. We need to remember that any organization, especially big corporations, they represent the wide background of stakeholders, the owners of this corporation. So they need to inform by reporting and show how they learned about the other stakeholders. Strategizing. So we've been through two functions in automating, informing, and strategizing. Now, what we have here is tough competition, hyper market competition everywhere after globalization and then key trends that I explored in lecture 7. Now we can see we are in a flat world. So the competition is frankly open. No way to control your competitive advantage. You can find a new entrance coming to you from China, from anywhere, from India, from America, and then you have to protect your competitive advantage. And by doing so, you have to do foresight analysis. You need to strategize. Now, what we used to do in businesses is to have 1 year plan or maximum 5 years plan. But now we need to do a year plan in a month or less. And if you do read about blockchain, this is one of these techniques that you can use for strategizing. So you have a massive amount of data, you make them blocked, you have a distributed ledger of information, and then you can foresee what is going to happen in different branches in the future. Key examples of this, how automotive are moving to electrical vehicles and how these foresee the competition with Tesla and other big brands. So now there is a key argument here on how you can maintain your competitive advantage in a strategic way. So does IT matter? This is a key question. We will discuss it soon, but we have to know what does it mean by strategizing. So strategizing means developing a strategy. I will take you through the key business strategies, so we get to know them, and then we will see, does IT matter? Can we really use technology to strategize our business model and maintain a sustainable competitive advantage? So this is a key burning question for this lesson. So we discovered informing as a key function, automating, and strategizing. We still discuss the idea of strategizing. Now, one of these important strategies is low cost leadership. So if you try to cut your expenses, it could be operation expenses, it could be raw materials expenses. Once you do this, you can offer things with much cheaper prices than your competitors, which means you can, maintain the market, you can dominate the market. Key examples of this, if you go to Walmart or you go to Asda, you will see Asda price, Walmart price. So you will see crafted, tailored product with the cheapest option. Product differentiation. Now, if you try to impress your customers with new flavors, new particularities, so the core components are still the same pipeline in your services and operation, but you add extra flavor. So if you are talking about a chocolate, for example, strawberry chocolate and vanilla chocolate, still same chocolate, same pipeline, but the way they get differentiated would be different. So if you think of Airbnb, for example, you go for Airbnb, you can find hotel, you can find accommodation, you can find a house share, you can find room share. So once they try to use their database to go to different services within the same domain, which is hotel and hospitality, this is called the differentiation and using technology. So cost leadership, product differentiation. Another strategy could be focusing on a specific market niche. So Rolex, for example, how they target rich people, high income people, Rado, Volkswagen, the new electrical Volkswagen, Rolls-Royce, specific brands that target a specific market niche. Now, another argument is called base of the pyramid. Maybe you can go and have a look in Google Scholar about it. Professor Parhalad argues that we have 80% of the population around the world who earn less than $2 a day. And then when you target this base of the pyramid market, which is the biggest number, the biggest population, you can earn, if not equal to the rich niche, but it could be much more profit that you can achieve. So we've been through low cost leadership, differentiation, focus on a specific market niche, and then customer intimacy. Customer intimacy is more innovative, where you locate a business opportunity, or maybe you can go and highlight a business needs and then try to build the relevant partnerships. We can take an example of this, of Grameen Bank. So Grameen Group started in Bangladesh by Professor Muhammad Yunus, a Nobel Prize winner. He won Nobel Prize because of the way he proposed a business model and developed it with local women in Bangladesh. They are poor women who've been trying to be part of his business model. So he's been experimenting this and then found the relevant partners to grow up and to grow wide. Grameen Danone is one of these groups where Muhammad Yunus could convince Danone Corporation to have a joint venture fund so they can invest in Bangladesh and highlight the high malnutrition among poor children in Bangladesh. So you can see the way he's trying to use users and indigenous people to build an intimacy, and then he recruited big corporations as business partners. So let me reiterate what we have been through since the beginning of this lecture. We've spoken about the key functions of information technology and information system before we develop the system. Automating, informing, strategizing. Strategizing has key business strategies. It could be low cost focus, it could be differentiation, it could be market niche, it could be customer intimacy or innovation. Now, after we discovered different strategies, there is a nice interesting table here that you can read that takes you through different other business strategies, and in our core book you will find the relevant information about other examples. Now I will take you to this key argument. In the internet age, we can maintain competitive advantage. So, well, what you need to do is to spread the word, have word of mouth, use your internet, use your social media to spread the word. At the same time, you need to learn. So these three functions that we've been through need to be embedded in internet use and social media use. So you can automate things, make it faster, you can learn about customers, and you can strategize for the future. Think of how Google could know about us more than what we know about ourselves. Think about how Amazon can create a Z-shop for you, so you can register, you can get listed as a Z-shop, and then you can sell your own products within Amazon. So, well, the competitive advantage in the internet age is going really tough. Now, does IT matter? So we had Amazon, then we had eBay, we had different e-commerce platforms. All these platforms are more creative and they develop different business strategies. Does this matter? How we maintain our technology? So there are two different ways of developing a competitive advantage. Sustainable competitive advantage wouldn't be through proprietary technology. So proprietary technology would be to deliver a new technology. Can we protect it? Can we maintain it? This is a key question. So Nicholas Carr has this key argument in one of his papers in 2006. Does IT matter? And he thinks about spending less time, more innovation. So it's not about how much cost, how much time, but smart way of highlighting the needs of people, and then they will protect it, they will own it, and they will keep it going. So I want you to have a look at the attached paper about does IT matter, and it will tell you how you enhance sustainable competitive advantage using technology by enhancing the alignment between the information technology in one side and the business system in another side. Thank you for listening to today's lecture, and please read the relevant material and try to reflect on the discussion board. Thank you for you.